Hello and welcome. This is James Blanchard Cisneros at your service. Today I'll be reading the November 6th Daily Inspirational Message. The condensed version is 2 paragraphs long. Then I'll center myself, say a little prayer, and then make a couple comments on the message, and I trust it will assist both of us on our journeys. If you find any of the message useful, please be so kind as to like, comment, share, or even join us as a subscriber. Thank you for that, and here we go. Title: Loving Those Who Judge and Criticize Us. Paragraph 1. Love is our creator and all. If we're not in alignment with all, then we will feel lost and confused. It is when we feel lost and confused that we judge and criticize those who judge and criticize us. Judgment and criticism are not signs of people who are bad, not spiritual or evil. They are just signs of people who have lost their way. What would those who are lost project out into this world? Wouldn't fear, confusion, chaos come from such a mindset? Why would we ever want to judge those who are fearful, confused, and are buying into the chaos of the ego's mindset and world? Today, let us not judge and criticize those who judge and criticize us. Instead, let us be a light within the darkness for them. Paragraph 2. Today, if someone judges or criticizes you, do not get stuck into their illusionary dream. Instead, remember that any behavior in opposition to love is just a dream. Only those who are asleep to their true nature could ever judge and criticize you. Only within a dream could the opposite of love seem real. Today, align with your loving nature, with your awakened self by taking 4 steps. First, realize that only those who are dreaming judge and criticize you. Second, forgive others for their dreams of you. Third, thank them for helping you practice seeing and thus reinforcing your true eternal loving nature. Fourth, as an example of love and non-judgment, light the way so that they too can see. This helps them gently awaken to the understanding that they no longer need to continue to dream the illusionary dream they are dreaming. All right. Loving those who judge and criticize us. Okay. I'm sure we all have some practice with this. I want to make 5 basic points, but I think they'll be useful and that you might be able to use on your journey. Okay, first, let us recall what we've talked about in the last couple days is the split mind. Okay? There's a part of your mind that is one with Source, with perfect love. And that's because love is, because God is love in all, only the love in you is true. Nothing else is true. But we have been programmed to believe that there can be something in opposition to all, in opposition to love. And this is where the split mind comes in and where the ego mindset comes in. It tries to sell its swamplands of judgment, of anger, of hatred, of resentment, of pain, of confusion, of fear. That's all the ego's mindset. And if we believe that, it's simply because we've been programmed to believe it. Okay? So when a brother or sister, in point number 1, if a brother or sister judges and criticizes you, just remember that it is not the truth in them that is doing so. It is the ego mind. It is their programming that's judging you. They are viewing you in this world through the ego's eyes. And so the truth in them is not even really looking at you. They're defining you through their past programming. And that's why they judge and criticize you. And so when that happens, simply take a breath. And remember, the only truth about your brother and sister is the love that God created them to be. Everything else is just an appeal for help and healing. And so when they're judging and criticizing you, they're really asking for help. They're asking you to help them see another way, a better way, a way to peace. Okay, that's point number one. Point number two is if you judge and criticize those who judge and criticize you, then that shows you where your heart and mind is. That shows you who's guiding your life. If somebody's judging and criticizing you, they're obviously in their own little quicksand. But if you judge those, if you buy into that dream as was real, and you join them in the quicksand, you're both going to sink deeper into the darkness. And so just pay attention. Okay, they're judging and criticizing me. If I judge and criticize them back, I'm only going to fall into the same ditch. And so when that happens, don't punish yourself. Just realize what is going on. It's your ego who's seeing this world, not you. The truth in you has stepped back, and the ego is leading the way. If you judge and criticize those who judge and criticize you. No, just realize what is happening. The ego is in control of my mind and thinking. And if the ego is in control of my mind and thinking, then it is in control of my mind, my life, my mind and life. And so let me take back control. Let me use this exact moment to choose to take back control. Dismiss the ego, recenter myself with love, and then offer love and only love. And that is point number three, really, is if you show compassion and forgiveness, then that itself shows you that you're seeing through love's lens, that you're seeing with the eyes of God, that you're doing right now what you were created by Source to do, to be the light in the world, to answer the darkness with your light, to help those in the darkness find a way to the light in them. And when you do so, you feel fulfilled because you're doing what God created you to do. When you forgive those that judge you, when you have compassion for those who condemn you, that brings you back to the state of peace. That shows you that your foundation is built on that rock of love. There you can become that steady, that lighthouse for those ships in the storm. And so practice going from the dream to your truth, from the ego's deceptions and conflict and chaos back to peace where you belong. Then point number four is something that we almost talk about in every video, and we should talk about it in every video because it's the end of every sacred circle, and that's gratitude. Thank your brother and sister for bringing this opportunity to awaken. And so when they judge you, when they criticize you, all they're doing is giving you an opportunity to practice healing, to practice remembering who you truly are, to practice reinforcing your loving nature over the ego's stories and fantasies that have never led you to the state of peace. And so, as we all know, the more we get to practice, the more natural this behavior becomes, the more at peace we feel as the light of the world, the more at peace we feel forgiving those who judge us, having compassion for those who condemn us. And that only happened because we got to practice over and over again. We got to practice judging those who judged us. We got to practice criticizing those who criticize us. It gets us nowhere near the state of peace. And so we know that's not the way. That's just another dead-end road that the ego serves to try to save itself by having us get attached to that, to those delusional emotions. And so in point number four, we just thank our brothers and sisters for this opportunity to practice remembering who in truth we are. and reinforcing only our loving nature as true by forgiving those who judge us. Okay. And lastly, I would say become an example. Just become a light. Just choose the light over the darkness. Just show them that they're not bad. They're not evil. They're not spiritual. Your brother and sister are simply asleep to who in truth they are. Or simply having a nightmare. If your child is having a nightmare and your child kicks you, you don't punish that child. You just turn him around and let him kick his mom or somebody else. A point being is that your brother and sister are not bad. They're not evil. They're not doing this because they really want to. They're doing this because they've been programmed to do this, not because they want to. And by your light, by you not defending, choosing not to defend because you know there's nothing to defend against. If they're just dreaming, what is there to defend against? If judgment and criticism is in reality nothing because love is all, what are you defending against? It's just some story, it's just some dream. So you don't need to defend yourself. You simply need to realign with the light in you and show them that there is another way. And little by little, they will see that this judgment and criticism, it gives them nothing in life. It brings no fulfillment, no peace, no joy. And when they see you solid in your foundation of peace and forgiveness and compassion and love, they will see that, you know what, there might be a better way. There might be a better way than this judgment and criticism. Maybe I can find a way to start to see through love's lens instead of the ego's programming. And let your peace and let your joy and let your compassion and forgiveness light the way for them. And that's all we do today, is answer a call for help and healing, which is that judgment and criticism. In reality, it's just a call for help and healing, with help and healing, with love and forgiveness and compassion. Okay. Hopefully some of that was helpful. Thank you very much for your time. I love you very much. If you can be so kind as to like, comment, or share, it would help with the video and the video listing. And if you made it this far, extra love for you. I appreciate it. And God willing, we'll see each other tomorrow. Peace.